Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am talking about Transformers: Rise of the Beast, starring Pete Davidson, Peter Cullen, and Ron Perlman. During the 1990s, a new faction of Transformers, the Maximals, joined the Autobots as allies in a battle to save the Earth. Now, as you guys know, I love Transformers. I go into Transformers because of the movies, and I love the movies. Except for the last one, but that's a whole nother story for another time. I think that there's a lot of good in the Transformers movies, but my favorite Transformers movie is Bumblebee. So when I knew that they were going to be doing more of that one, I was like, yes. So I was excited that we were actually getting a sequel to Bumblebee and not a sequel to The Last Knight. So I actually really like this movie. Not as good as Bumblebee, but it's better than most of the Transformers movies that we got since the first one, in my opinion. Or even before the first one. But it's one of those things where it's like, I really liked the Maximals. I think that the Maximals are really, really cool characters. I think that they did a great job with introducing like Optimus Primal and Cheetah, and that's all those guys. I think that they did a great job at doing that. I think that it's bloody fantastic that they did that. So I really like how they did it. And the Autobots in this movie, the Autobots were really, really cool. I love seeing the Autobots. And just to get on a bit of a side note, the CGI on the Transformers in this movie are incredible. It made me realize how, not bad, but how kind of lower quality the MCU and even the DCEU at points has gotten with, The Flash and with Thor: Love and Thunder and stuff like that. Even though I love those movies, I think that there's a lot of iffiness when it comes to the CGI in those, which they should really get the CGI artists that do the Transformers movies to do the Marvel and DC movies, because these Autobots looked incredible and it was crazy to see. Now the thing is too is that the Transformers universe, not universe, but the movies rely on human characters quite a bit. So it's one of those things where it's I didn't hate the human characters in this movie, but it was one of those things where I was like, I think these are the worst Transformers characters. I think if I was ranking them on a tier list, you would have your S characters are your Haley Steinfelds and your Shia LaBeoufs and your Megan Fox characters, and then your A tier is even though that I do like Age of Extinction and don't like The Last Knight, the behind those is Mark Wahlberg, and then I think right behind that's these guys. I think I prefer these guys than the human characters in the animated movie, because they didn't give any character development in those. But I think that, honestly, I prefer the other characters, like the Mark Wahlberg character, the Sam Witwicky character, the Megan Fox character, and the Haley Steinfeld character from the other Transformers movies more than this. But I did hate these characters, but I definitely didn't love them as much as the other characters. So it was just kind of one of those things. So let's talk about this. I think that these battles are some of the best Transformers fight scenes we've ever gone. If you guys have seen Bumblebee, which I know a lot of people did, because it was, I think, the lowest performing out of the Transformers movies, that the Cybertron battle at the beginning of that movie is crazy. There's so many Transformers and they're all recognizable. You could know who's who. You look at it and go that's that character. Which the Bayverse, even though that they look cool And even though that I kind of understand why Bay kind of did the outside cars as opposed to the inside cars as opposed to the outside cars, is because that he needed different proportions of the Transformers and stuff and how big they were and stuff. So they need different. They were looking at more from a filmmaking perspective of like why the Transformers look they are in those movies. But in this movie, it's very much like this movie. It takes elements of the Bay version and the Bumblebee versions and kind of smishes it together. Even though that works, and you look at it, it's like, these are Transformers. This is the Cybertron fight sequences from the opening of Bumblebee, like, times 10. It's like, even though that you really only get 4 Transformers, you get Bumblebee, you get Optimus Prime, you get RC, and then you also have Mirage. You do get 2 other Transformers characters in this movie, but they're not something that the casual Transformers fan like me would know. Like, I didn't really know who Mirage was, but I knew who RC was because of Bumblebee, and I obviously knew who Optimus Prime and Bumblebee were because they're the biggest, like, they're the face of that franchise, along with, like, Megatron and that sort of stuff. But those are the 2 big name characters that you're like, that is the Transformers. But the fight scenes are really, really good. You really get cool fight scenes with the Maximals and the Autobots in that final battle that you do see in the trailers a lot. You do get an awesome battle while the 2 human characters are trying to get the artifact that the Autobots and the Bag and Scourge and all that after. You do get, like, which is that scene, if it's in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling it, but that scene where the bad guy stabs Bumblebee, that was, like, that's part of that fight scene. You do get a lot of Transformers fight scenes that are, like, big set-piece Transformers fight scenes. And I'm really excited to see what they do if they do another Transformers movie. They probably will, because we're going to talk about spoilers on the podcast when we eventually record that episode. But the podcast definitely is going to be like a thing. So there's going to be something that happens at the end of this. There's something that happens at the end of this movie that we're mainly going to talk about on the podcast. But the direction that these movies are going looks like they were going to have an insane movie down the road. So I would definitely have to give Transformers Rise of the Beast a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that it's a great Transformers movie that we needed after the 5 Bayhem movies of Transformers and the standalone movie of Bumblebee. And it was definitely the right direction to go after Bumblebee. So I think that was great. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe also to the little bell icon to get notified of future videos I make. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.